I had an email recently asking me if I could help try to recover some Cine film. So let me read you the email. I saw your channel through Techmoan and thought I'd reach out to see if you might be able to help me with something. A few years ago I received a projector from my father-in-law, and with it were a couple of reels of film. The issue was the projector was in a bad state and I've not been able to fix it. I believe doing so is out of my capabilities. Is there any way you may be able to help me by digitising them and see if there's anything on the reels? One reel is badly perished, so I have no idea if anything would come out, but it may be worth a try. I'm hoping there's some footage of my father-in-law when he was young, since it's from his dad, who's now passed away. I know it's not Navy-based film, but you're welcome to put the footage up on your YouTube channel if you wish. I hope to hear back from you, Scott. And it's worth mentioning, if you have any Cine film that looks like this, putting it on the projector will almost certainly tear it to pieces. And if the projector is of an unknown state, then the risk of damage is even greater to both the film and the projector, and you if the projector catches fire. Standard 8 film like this almost certainly went through something like a UMIG P8, and a P8 is unlikely to be electrically safe right out of the loft all these years later. So be very cautious with old projectors and just don't go plugging them in without at least having someone with some electrical knowledge take a look at it. That said, if it does look electrically safe, it doesn't mean to say that the belts haven't all perished and your film will get ripped to shreds if you put it on the projector. Vinegar Syndrome is a horrible thing. When they came up with safety film back in I think it was the 50s, they didn't know at the time that the acetate will have problems if it's not stored correctly. All these years later, the film is rotting away where it's been stored in warm and humid conditions. The plastic reel doesn't look quite so bad. We'll transfer that onto a new plastic reel as well. I don't see any Vinegar Syndrome as such on this first reel, but it will need a clean. So I'm going to use distilled water. Don't scream at me. I wouldn't use water if I wanted to keep the reel, as it will do more damage than good. I'd use a film cleaner like the stuff that Van Eyck sell, which is very good for cleaning film. But for this wipe through, we're just going to use a little tiniest drop of distilled water on a cloth. And this reel's getting a wipe to take off the surface muck, and then it's being scanned, and then it's going straight in the bin. I'm not wearing a mask and gloves for this reel because I'm not seeing any white powder. But it is very sticky in places, although I think it will scan without too much of a problem. I've got my trusty tin of bits and pieces to repair any damage. We've got splicing tapes, film cement, classic Dixon's film splicer, and a couple of 50-foot reels kept in here where it's cool and dry. HMS Ganges and Ark Royal, I think they are. Now we've wiped this off and wound it back onto a clean reel, let's get it on the scanner and find out what's on it. I'm almost certain the black and white footage will be a souvenir reel. I've seen these before. It was quite common to be able to buy slides and cinefilm at holiday destinations. I do think the black and white footage is beautiful. A long time gone of Amsterdam. Goodness me. We'll put this through Film 9 and see how we can clean this up. Following that, we can see some home movie filmed in Rotterdam by the look of it. The writing on the reel did say very faintly Dutch bulb fields, 1958. Goodness, so this film is the same age as I am. It always surprises me that when Standard 8 comes through the scanner, it always manages to keep its colour. I'm very impressed with the colour in this. Moving on to reel 2, this is in a mess, so I don't expect to get much, if anything, from it. Let me read you this paragraph from filmforever.org. The term vinegar syndrome is taken from the distinct odour that's given off by the deteriorating acetate film. Vinegar syndrome results from a chemical reaction that takes place at the molecular level, and that can cause serious and irreparable damage to film. When combined with moisture, heat and acids, the plastic support in the film begins to release acetic acid. The process is an autocatalytic one, meaning that once the degradation begins, it starts to feed upon itself and the deterioration process begins to snowball. When the film reaches its autocatalytic point, the acetic acid released by the film grows exponentially, and with it the potential problems for the film. Climate is an important determining factor in the deterioration because humidity affects the amount of water absorbed by the film and heat supplies energy for the chemical reactions. Even more important is the microenvironment, a term used to describe the conditions inside the film can. Vinegar syndrome appears to be contagious, so any film suffering from it should be stored apart from the healthy reels that you might have. When a film has severe syndrome, don't touch it or sniff it. It can be hazardous to your health. Acetic acid and other acidic products associated with film decay can produce contact burns, skin and mucous membrane irritation. So I have a face mask, gloves, and I wear glasses anyway, so my eyes are good. You don't want this in your eyes, and if you don't wear glasses, I might suggest if it's really bad vinegar syndrome, you wear some eye protection, just so you don't accidentally rub or touch your face while handling the films. Right then, let's see how we get on with cleaning up this reel. I'm in a well-ventilated space, I've got no pets, no kids running around. I mean, really, take this stuff seriously if you do this yourself. I think we've lost most of the picture on that. Yeah, there's nothing left of it. Nothing left of it. That's a real shame. I think you can see that the entire picture is gone. There's nothing on there to see at all. What a shame. I had a feeling though when we first looked at it, I mean, we've got a little bit there. And you can see it's coming off on the rubber gloves. So if I had cotton gloves on, that would be going through to my skin, which I certainly don't want. Oh well. Do you know what? I think we'll put that last bit on the reel. So it's the outer bit that's really bad, so I'm going to take this bit, the inner bit, which I was expecting to be worse, and we'll put this on the reel, see if we can get it to scan. once I've cleaned this, I can take my mask and my gloves off, which will be lovely. By the end of the winding, look at this, you can see quite a lot of white powder has built up. You certainly don't want to be sniffing that up your nose. We'll get that cleaned away and we'll see what we can scan. So we've got the scanner all set up. I must say the Vinegar Syndrome does look rather stunning, doesn't it? Well, from what we can see, a coach holiday through the Swiss Alps by the look of it. It's almost certainly a clockwork camera because the frame rate is all over the place. I have to say I'm very happy with this. I got more from this than I first thought possible when I looked at that reel. So yeah, I'm very happy. Job done. And if you have any cine film in the attic that looks like these reels with the white powder on them, please do take care. Vinegar Syndrome is not nice. It really isn't. If you've got any reels of film like this, get them wrapped in cling film and keep them away from your other films. And if you've got any other films that haven't got Vinegar Syndrome on them, store them somewhere cool and dry. You don't want moisture, you don't want humidity, you don't want heat. And as we said earlier, Vinegar Syndrome is contagious. So there we are. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing this, and it's lovely to get some images off it. And yeah, there we are. Right, I'm off for my Sunday lunch. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.